My name is Nicholai Reinseth. I'm a creative director at Magnetix, which is one of the largest digital agencies in Denmark and Copenhagen, part of a Nordic agency called Nordics. My focus right now is I'm doing a lot of digital strategy work for a lot of our major clients. Big Danish internationals are at a stage where they need to progress to the next level of digital strategy. I would say most of our conversations with our clients sort of revolve around customer journeys or consumer journeys or user journeys or whatever you want to call them. A lot of, especially large organizations, are having trouble moving from silo-based marketing to a more coherent marketing. So I think that's probably the biggest pain we're dealing with right now, sort of disjointed marketing efforts that needs to be put together to a broader context, and we try to help them with that. Yeah. The biggest challenge is probably, sort of regardless of field and size of the customer, is probably scaling the solution to the needs of the company and the expectations of the consumer. I think we see both sides of the spectrum. We see people who have very sophisticated needs who are stuck with legacy systems that don't really work, and then we have people who bought into visions of a big marketing stack and then maybe don't really know what to do with it. And it's like, so how can we get more out of this expensive animal that we bought? So I think there's been a little bit of a gap between the MarTech companies' explanation of what their products can do and the actual consumer and customer needs that we're trying to close a little bit now. I have a personal interest in how we treat data because I think we're treating it at a very immature level right now. We're sort of crossing our fingers and hope nothing breaks and we don't expose anybody that we don't feel like exposing. We are guessing a lot. We're trying to guess based on data, but we are still essentially guessing because we're not building on a foundation of theory and hypothesis. So we're just saying, oh, this group of people seem to do X and then they do Y, so if we want to make them do more of Y, we should probably make them do more of X, and we have no idea if there's a real theoretical connection. So I think we need to get a lot smarter about how we use data. And also about how we can use data to create more valuable experiences and not just personalization for personalization's sake. Those are big areas for me. I think the first thing is to figure out where the value in the consumer experience is for the consumer. Because, just to take an example, for a lot of companies, the valuable exchange is where your customer meets one of your employees. So that very expensive moment where you meet people. And we are spending most of that time on our worst customers because we're spending it in customer service with the people who are ignorant about our product or not satisfied with our product. And then we are not really taking care of our best and most valuable customers. So that figuring out how to scale the experience to size is a good place to start.